You may have heard lots of people talking about how Cape Town is a dream vacation, but you're still wondering why. Apart from the fact that this breezy bay city has incredible scenery which is just waiting for you to explore, there are so many activities to engage in here. From the thriving wildlife to the fertile wildflowers, you really can't get enough of this city. Of course, it also helps that the locals are welcoming and will give you the time of your life. So, for those who would want to know why Cape Town in South Africa is a dream vacation, here are some insights for you. Before we get started on this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, as well as hit that notification bell to see more videos just like this. Shopping at the Green Market Square. During the time when the Dutch had occupied Cape Town in the 1700s, they thought it would be a lovely idea to form the Green Market Square right in the center of the city. We really can't blame them for that, as it turned out to be a beautiful piece of Cape Town. There is still the City Hall and the Burger Watch House to provide a historical backdrop, while the modern activities continue in the square. So, what can you get from the market? Well, a short walk around will reveal tons of jewelry, tapestries, and of course, the flea market. Art lovers can also stop to admire traditional paintings and sculptures, including cave art prints created by the San Bushmen. Green Market Square is usually appreciated by those who love beautiful paintings and wouldn't mind going art gallery hopping to learn all about African aesthetics. It's an absolutely great way to discover composure and youthfulness in arts. Explore the Castle of Good Hope. This list would not be complete without talking about one of the oldest buildings in South Africa that is power-packed with history. The Castle of Good Hope is the name of the various artifacts, and you can also snag carriage rides here. You can trace the existence of this building back to the 17th century, when Cape Town was still very much under colonial rule. It became renovated to reflect the amazing architecture used by the builders, the Dutch East India Company. There is no functioning building in South Africa that is older than the Castle of Good Hope, so you can see just how significant it is to the country. When you step into the building, you're going to be met with all of the artifacts that represent the past and the development of Cape Town. The Military Museum has always left every visitor speechless with excitement and admiration, and it won't be different for you. When you take a minute to look away from its imposing appearance, you have more awesome views of Table Mountain to admire. On most days of the week, you can take a tour around the grounds and then into the museum, which is filled with military memorabilia, uniforms, and old weapons. It's like a journey back in time. Take pictures at the Table Mountain National Park. How about some adventure at Table Mountain National Park? The beautiful thing about having your vacation in Cape Town is that you can choose to keep it relaxed or explore your adventurous side. There are more than enough activities to help you make your choice. From the top of Table Mountain, you can get a good view of Robben Island, Campus Bay, Signal Hill, the Lion's Head, and the city of Cape Town spread out before you. So, with just a 2-hour trek to the top, you can check out thousands of plant species on the mountain plateau and then view the crowning image at the top. It's always better to take the trek than the 5-minute cable car ride, which won't be as fun. However, if you do go on a really windy day, you might get caught up in a tablecloth phenomena. What's the tablecloth phenomena? Well, this happens in summer and spring when there is a blanket of rolling mist, which is caused by the warm clouds and cold mountain air meeting. Long before people knew better, they referred to this as the smoke from Pirates and the Devil in a smoking contest. Fun vibes on Long Beach. Who doesn't love the bubbly nightlife? Cape Town has one of the oldest streets in the city, with African beats and fun vibes all night long. You could say that Long Street is the pulse of the nightlife in the city, as it is lined with clubs and bars that call out to you. The area is a mix of Cape Dutch and Victorian, with its well-preserved architecture that is beautiful to look at. So, if you're looking for a place to laugh and party throughout the night, you just found the right place in Cape Town. Another street that is slowly creeping into the limelight and looking to push Long Street out of the way is Bree Street. This place is filled with sushi bars, gin bars, and hipster cafes. There are more than enough dishes to keep your taste buds busy, and they all taste absolutely delicious. Checking out the historic Robben Island Museum. The Robben Island Museum is a fascinating mix of history and beauty, one that will leave you in awe. From the Victoria and Albert waterfront, it would take you about 30 minutes on a ferry to get to Robben Island. Within 3 hours, you would have seen different historical sites all around the island, including the prison compound and limestones. This island is home to one of the most historical monuments in South Africa, the imprisonment of Nelson Mandela. This was his home for 27 years, but the coastal beauty and wildlife could make you forget that for a minute. You may even have a former political prisoner as one of your tour guides. They would give you first-hand accounts of their experiences during the apartheid era, raw and intriguing. To avoid any unpleasant surprises, it's best to check the weather forecast and avoid windy days. An evening stroll at Victoria and Alfred Waterfront. The Victoria and Alfred Waterfront has so much life to offer in terms of shopping options and even delicious international cuisines. Its history goes way back to the days of the steamship travel, where it was just a trading dock. Today, Victoria and Alfred Waterfront is lined with dozens of restaurants, shops, and welcoming spots against an elegant architecture of the city. If you're a fan of historical artifacts, then you will find the bright red clock tower and former office of the port captain quite fascinating. The office is complete with original Victorian molds and everything that takes you back through time. When it comes to food, this waterfront doesn't disappoint either. You would have a hard time choosing between the various elegant dishes available for your tasting pleasure. Meals at Victoria and Alfred Waterfront are usually served in street market style, so you would have to visit the market on the wharf, which was once known as the old power station building. However, there's more than enough fine dining restaurants to give you your fair share of African wine, Portuguese rolls, steak, and seafood. Spend a sunny day at Boulders Beach. Boulders Beach is the home of an intriguing penguin colony, which you can find basking on the sunny shores. It would take about an hour to drive to this beach from the Victoria and Alfred Waterfront. However, as soon as you get to Boulders Beach, you're welcomed by the sight of these curious yet endangered African penguins, native to Namibia and South Africa. These are a bit different from the average penguins, as they're shorter with smaller waistlines. If you would like to get a closer view of the elevated boardwalk, all you need to do is pay a small fee, and you can watch them socialize and rest below. The most beautiful moment would be an awkward yet cute encounter with some of the penguins who would want to approach you. Get your camera ready for this. A hike on Lion's Head Peak. Lion's Head Peak is a celebrated landmark that attracts hundreds of trekkers every day. The beauty at various times of the day is enough to bring in visitors who love to admire the various versions of scenery brought by different lighting. There's a special view at nighttime, a soothing sight at twilight, and even a more fascinating experience at daylight. To get to Lion's Head Peak, you would have to start the trail at Signal Head Road. This is close to Bow Cop, and so the 90-minute journey to the top begins. The best way to enjoy this beautiful hike is to take enough time to admire the view as you journey to the top. It's a scenic route, despite a few steep ladders and stones along the way. However, be sure to take your time as you trudge along the foot and take a lot of pictures of the different angles Cape Town has to offer. About 4 hours is more than enough to soak in all the amazing city. The adventure doesn't end at night, as it's a different ballgame when the sun sets. At this time, there's usually a full moon in the sky that provides more than enough light to get a great view of the city. A lot of visitors gather around this time for some stargazing activity, and you'll absolutely love it too. Take a walk in the company's garden. When the Cape LA's decided to settle down in Bow Cop after arriving from Asian countries like Malaysia, Indonesia, and even India, they brought with them a lot of colors. This city is not so different from the rainbow, as the streets are alive with various colors as a sign of liberation after surviving the years of apartheid. When you're done admiring these candy colors, you can take a quick walk to Noon Gun or Signal Hill. Once upon a time, this was used as a signal for sailors. While waiting out a storm, the time signal would prompt them to check their marine chronometers. It may not be used for this anymore, but the cannon still fires every day at noon as a celebration of the country's history. After you have had your fill of Bow Cop, a 10-minute walk will take you to the oldest garden in South Africa, Company's Garden. It is the perfect place to take an evening walk with your partner, surrounded by a beautiful scenery. At first, the vegetation was mostly used as a source of food and herbs, but now it's a relaxation spot for couples taking their dream vacation. So there you have it. Those are some of the places to check out in Cape Town for your dream vacation. Which one is your favorite on the list? And where would you like to go first when you visit Cape Town? Let us know in the comment section down below, and that's going to be a wrap. Thanks again for watching.